All right. Hey, everybody. It's Tom Willis here at Wilco Land, and I've got Miles McLaughlin here with me as well. And we wanted to create this quick video about Shasta County and just kind of talk about it and tell you why we really like it and show you some of the properties that we've got for sale out there. So just getting started, I'm going to share my screen here. And hang on. I want to give you a quick overview of Shasta County. Miles and I always say this, but really Google is going to be your best friend when you're doing research on these properties. As you can see, even though we've worked there for, a couple of years, I'm still using Google all the time when I'm looking up information about Shasta County. And I think Miles has the same thoughts on that. But anyway, here's
information when I have a question about anything.
Yeah, for sure.
If I don't know what to make for dinner, I'll Google it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so real quick, here's a Google Earth view of Shasta County. You got some quick facts over here on the left. But the long and short of it is it's a big county, beautiful mountains, beautiful trees, one of the most picturesque areas in Northern California. I think it's called the houseboat capital of the world. Because Lake Shasta there has just a million houseboats on it. Awesome spot, really fun to go check it out. Let's turn on satellite here and just zoom in a little bit. So you can see it's up here, really in the heart of Northern California. The biggest city in Shasta County is Redding. And you can see a little bit north of that, we've got Lake Shasta. It's all forests, some farming, and a lot of like large recreational acreage kind of scattered throughout the county there.
There's a lot of large acreage. Like, what are we looking at? We're looking at a dozen properties over probably 20 acres, wouldn't you say? And up to, properties, 80 plus acres. So there's a lot of stuff in the woods back there. So Shasta Trinity National Forest, and it is a mountainous, there's a lot of mountainous terrain out there.
Yeah, I mean, one of the cool things I like about Shasta is a lot of areas, that we do business in. Like, we have a lot of properties in Colorado, and a lot of those areas are chopped up into a lot smaller parcels, less than an acre, and for recreational spots. But in Shasta, you find properties that are 2 acres, 10 acres. We're looking at buying some 40 acres and even upwards of that. So you really get a lot of room to spread out, and it just increases what you can do with the land, all your opportunities, and whatever you're looking to do with the property. Typically, you can find a parcel that will let you accomplish that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So besides just like the natural beauty, the nice thing about Shasta is it's really accessible. From the rest of California. It's relatively close to like the Bay Area. You've got I-5 running right up the center of it. So that's what a lot of people like. This is weekend warrior turf. If you are in one of those bigger cities, you can just get to it in a weekend and it's really no problem. What else? What are some of the other things that we were talking about, Miles?
Yeah, I'm looking at the map you have pulled up here. And if you go up like north around, like basically from like, Oak Run north through Big Bend, this Shasta Trinity Forest area, east to I-5, I mean, even over to the west of it, I mean, you're going to get more population along I-5, right? So like major roadways are going to, have more pockets of development along that, because that road exists there. But a good way to put the area outside of that, like to your east, I mean, it's wild. There's a lot of hunting, there's bears, there's wildlife. So this area does, attract outdoor enthusiasts, and that could be hunting, that could be off-roading, that could be homesteading, things like that. Could be timberland, could just be a place to get dirty on and enjoy. So there is a lot of wild property out here still.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So do your due diligence. Get your hands dirty looking at some of these properties. I think we always encourage people to get familiar with the property before they purchase. So, if you go visit our website, you can find a lot of these Shasta County properties that we're selling. We encourage people to visit them and, really see if it's something that they'd be interested in. I've actually got a couple properties pulled up here that
Yeah,
I
there's a
wanted
couple.
to chat about here. So yeah, Miles, you want to take it away and just kind of chat about these?
Yeah, scroll down for me a little bit. So this is Shingletown. This is a cool spot. I actually talked to the neighbor out here, or somebody that lives local. We mail out letters, letting people know we're going to put this property in the market. Pass the word along. He said, "Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of wildlife out here." He's the one that told me, "Yeah, I've actually seen a bear in the neighborhood." So you can see there's a reservoir right over here. You want to show us Shingletown on a map? And Tom, before you do that, you want to show us using GPS coordinates?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So we've got the GPS coordinates down right here in our listing. So I'm just going to copy them. I'm going to go back to this map that I had pulled up earlier, and I'm just going to paste them in there.
Yeah, and so that's something. There's a lot of property that doesn't have an address, and simply due to the fact nobody's used it, nobody's developed it. You're going to see that a lot with vacant land, and that's why we post GPS coordinates.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I've got it pulled up right here, and you can kind of compare this map image to these images we have in our listing. And I think you mentioned that reservoir too,
Mm-hmm.
which is another thing about Shasta. I mean, we mentioned it, but there's just a ton of water up there.
There's a lot.
So not only do we have like Lake Shasta, but there's just rivers, reservoirs, other lakes. They get a ton of water up there because it does have that higher elevation, which not everywhere in California obviously has that. So definitely a selling point there.
It's very lush, and so that's how this property is going to be. This 1 acre. So what this property is probably best for is second home, retirement spot, vacation spot. You're going to get Lake Macomber right there. You're going to have a lot of outdoor recreation and fishing, and you're going to be densely covered in the woods where this 1 acre property is. What's nice about this is these residential lots like this will hold some pretty good resale value and appreciate over time because there is a little bit more population around. It does have the potential to grow, as population grows, and it is pretty close to a major highway there, 44. So you are looking at a fun spot to be, just east of Redding on this location.
Right. Yep. I just wanted to zoom out and kind of show where it was. This is just one of the areas where there is a lot of vacant land for sale around the Shingletown area. So, if you're looking for that kind of great little 1 acre spot to just either develop in the future or go camping on, this seems like an awesome spot to take the family out to. The next one here, Miles, we have this 2.55 acre in Mount Shasta Forest.
This is right on the edge, actually, of Shasta County. So this is technically in Siskiyou County, but it is on the edge. So this is a good example of showing even how Siskiyou and Shasta, where they connect right there, you can get very similar landscapes. Whereas, you head up north close to the border of Oregon, you're going to end up in, kind of that rolling hills, drier, arid climate. But this does give a good example of, again, Shasta County landscape. This
Right.
2.5 acre, same as Shingletown. I love the location. I love the size, and I love it as the second home, vacation spot, even a place to retire. So again, the properties like this are going to hold some good resale value.
Right. And I'll just go to that real quick. I think this is right in the foothills of Mount Shasta, the big mountain, which is
this location's awesome. McCloud is a really coveted spot.
Absolutely. So that's actually Siskiyou County, like you said, but
skiing, Mount Shasta's right there, a lot of water. I mean, that's a prime spot to be, that McCloud area.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's check out this 10 acre. Let's get back to Shasta. This 10 acre property up here.
This is a good spot. This is way up in the northeast corner of Shasta County. I mean, this is going to be exactly one of those spots that's going to give you kind of like an agriculture, a homestead, maybe a place to get away. Put a stick-built house there. You can bring your RV, your mobile home out there. We've got a link to the zoning there. And so this is going to be in a little bit more of a rural area. Again, really close to that Siskiyou County. This has a lot of value to it. The properties along here have some development along with some agriculture. So to the west of this property is going to be Soldier Mountain, and that's owned by Sierra Pacific Industries, I believe. And when you see, Sierra Pacific Industries, you're never going to have anybody building behind you. There's no individual lots, no private owner can come in and build behind you. So Soldier Mountain to your west, it joins you, and you can hike all the way up there to the top.
Yeah.
And you'll never have to worry about obstruction of views right there. So this is a nice lot. This is a cool tool that Tom's doing. A lot of the properties we have are going to be those a little bit more off grid, but you can pull down and get street views on a lot of stuff.
This looks like it might be a fire lookout or something. But yeah, I just wanted to show folks, like, you can grab that little orange guy on Google Earth, and a lot of times they'll have these like 360 views. There's street views that you can check out and just get a better sense without actually driving all the way out here or hiking up this mountain. You know, you can go and check it out, and like, this is beautiful. I mean, this is why I love Northern California, right? These views, these mountains, these forests.
This is awesome. This is awesome. And that's another great tool. If you're just browsing the land market, even if you can't get to where the property is, get close by. Take a look at, I mean, how great our photographer went out there, and this is almost the exact same. I mean, you're getting a really good idea of what the type of landscape you're going to get in a land purchase, obviously from our property, looking at the terrain there and dropping that guy on Google Earth.
Yeah.
So just keep that in mind. You don't have to drive everywhere. There's a lot of tools online. I'm available anytime for a quick video chat, and we can go through this where we share a screen like this, and I can teach you some of these tools, and we can review some properties together.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and so we've got, I think is this the last one?
This is the last one we have available right now. This is probably the best deal we have up there based on comparable sales. So if you go, Google Big Eddy Estates, Google land for sale in Fall River Mills, you're going to see a bunch of agents, real estate companies listing properties like this at almost double what we're asking. This property needs a road put into it, but it is a cool little unique property, and it's not too far from the last one we just showed you. And look at the difference in the photos. Mm-hmm. Show the difference there. I mean, look at how the landscape changes like that. You're going to get more what looks to be like maples, oaks, things like that, even a little bit drier climate. And this one is closer to an established paved road. You can see it just to the screen here. You might be able to pull it up here. So that main road right there is going to be well traveled. I can't see what it is from right here, but that's going to be, and there's that dirt trail leading back there. You are going to have an elevated spot in the back, but this is the type of place you build. You have your own little homestead, your own little acreage back there. It's going to offer a lot of lands, not a lot of people around you.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out too, we have a lot of good details on all these listing pages. So like, check them out, compare and contrast and see if something really checks your boxes or speaks to you about, access. Like if you're comfortable, taking these a little bit more primitive roads, this could be right up your alley. This could be where you go and do your hunting or, but if you're trying to take an RV up here, probably not the best for you. Right. So definitely encourage you to read through these listings. I know Miles spends a lot of time, putting these things together and just trying to make it as clear as possible as to the details about these properties.
Yeah.
I mean, this is awesome. What a great area too in Shasta.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a couple properties we have coming up we're pretty excited about. Things in our pipeline, it's 50-50. It's real estate. So deals fall through, things happen, right? If it was guaranteed, we'd have them on the website already. But we're looking at some larger acreages that are out in the boonies, 40, 60 something acre properties. So we'll keep you posted on that. What we're going to buy in Shasta County is going to be a diverse set, like we say in every other county. Might be as small as an acre, little place to put a cabin, little place to build an Airbnb is a popular thing people are calling about these days. They want, not only are you getting something that has equity, same thing as dumping, what's the 1 acre, 24,000, put that into a mutual fund, or you put that into this 1 acre, it's an investment at the end of the day. It's going to be less liquid, but we have a lot of people calling about, putting yurts up these days, putting tiny homes. I believe Shasta County has some allowances on some of those things. So I'll have to look into that. And people are buying for just speculation in sense of, hey, things will change. The yurt living, the tiny home movements, the homesteading movements are becoming more popular. So those little quarter acres in town are getting less desirable as these 1 acres, 5 acres, 10 acres And so people are getting a lot of really cool ideas, whether it's commercial, agriculture, residential, or just parking your money somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing I really like about land as an investment is like you can actually use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can travel to it, you can give it to your kids. I mean, these are things that last generations. A lot of people have built their wealth on land, and you know that's not to say you're going to make $1 million, but it is. I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense to diversify your investments, put some money in land, and you know, it's fun. You can go use it, and I mean, just explore this country. I mean, we've got access to some of the coolest country out there. You don't need to travel internationally, right, to see some of the coolest places in the world. Like we've got world-class fishing, we've got world-class mountaineering, all at our doorstep, right? So get out there and explore it. I just think it's a cool way, fun way to build wealth.
Get out and explore. Exactly. That probably wraps it up for Shasta County. You have anything else for us, Tom?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think we covered most of it. You know, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Miles. I know Miles has a link that you can click and schedule 15 minutes and just chat with him about it.
Yeah, yeah. Anytime you want to hop on a video call,
Mm-hmm.
we can do this. We can go through a lot of these online tools that, you know,
What,
we take for granted, you know, that we've learned over, you know, doing business for years and years. And there's a lot of tools out there from the comfort of your office. Don't tell your boss. I won't tell your boss. Or the comfort of your living room to look at these properties and get a really great idea. Like, what's the area like? You know, what are comparable sales like? What is zoning like? A lot of stuff is online these days. It's going to save you a lot of time during your land search. So make sure you get with me, Miles McLaughlin, 605-250-1256.
Yep. Awesome. And I would say one last thing, don't forget to sign up for our email list. That's where we give our inventory updates. We've got a weekly roundup where we give you some tips and tricks on how to buy land. And, you know, we've got a lot of great resources on our website. So definitely encourage you
to sign up quick. Show me where I got to sign up.
Yeah. I mean, you can just do it on our website. I'm going to click into it and, I think you can just do it. I usually send people to this home page where you can just put in your email ad.
Yep. I just wanted to double check there. That's where it's at. New inventory updates, a weekly roundup, and some interesting tidbits come through that way.
Yeah. Our Facebook page, we keep updated too. Anyway, that's our story. Anything else, Miles? I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for listening, if you're still here.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you next time.
See ya.
Thanks, guys.